Hey people, we got beautiful Yamaha R1 today in. I'm gonna show you around the bike. Beautiful bike. Absolutely nice, slick Boston Racing exhaust on. Yep. And after storing the bike for some time through the winter, we got a little bit not very nice looking chain, so we got some lumps on the chain. You can see we decide to go on and change the chain and a set of sprockets, front sprockets of course and a rear one. So just gonna go ahead through the procedure and changing the chain and the sprocket. Okay, with a nice looking, nice oil. First thing first, we have to jack up the bike on the stand. So we've got clear access to the chain. So we're going to jack it up and we need to open this big boy using a 32mm socket and of course a gun. Makes it easy always. To release the chain, push it forward a little bit so we can access that. Actually we're going to remove the whole rear wheel because we need to change the sprocket in it. Alright, so there you go, we're going ahead. Stay tuned. This beautiful Yamaha R1. So what we're going to do, we have to open this board. So basically I had to open it because the stand was in the way, so I couldn't fit the socket on. So we're going to open the big nut, then also using a 12mm spanner and releasing the adjusters so we'll be able to push them forward. Push the whole shaft out. You have to make sure when you hold it, basically when you're taking the shaft out, you have to hold the wheel because it's basically the rear brake caliper is connected to the same shaft, so pulling the shaft out, push it forward a bit, so take the chain out, also brake caliper, so I have to stay in the same place, so here we go. I can get the rear wheel off. Very easy. That's it. So we got the baby out. Wow, everything fall off. So basically, you're putting a little bit of rags on the floor, not to damage the rear disc. So we got to the point which the wheel is on the floor, so the sprockets are facing up. So because the sprocket bolts was there for some time, they got a little bit gunky, so we're using a little bit of the lubricant, WD-40, a little bit spray on the top of each nut and 14mm socket. Let it go. Give it a go very gently, holding it on the left hand on the top so it's not going to jump out. That's it. Very easy. Clean. Get some brake cleaner to give it a little bit of clean up. Because these bolts was a little bit rusty, so actually I'm going to give them a little nice clean using a wire brush and WD-40. Very gentle, not to scratch the rim. The thread we clean. So when we put in them knots on, it would go easy, then preventing it from getting seized for the next time. That's it. So here we go. We got the brand new rear sprocket. Going to open a baby. Oh la la. So we got two sides. The outer side got basically very flat surface, but in a bit got a little bit of groove, so inside it sits on top of the wheel. Nice and tidy. Put it on top, and then again using some WD-40 and putting all the nuts on and using a finger, as we say it, finger tighten them to the point you can finger tighten them. Okay. Using the same size of socket, of course, and always I would recommend try to tighten them knots like basically across each other, not to do them all around. So you can tie them to go to the floor, and then don't use the gun to tighten them up. I would recommend again always use the ratchet to tighten them up, not to cause any damage. They don't have to be too tight, but as tight as you feel. I'm sure if you got that guts to open such a thing like this job, you would know what I mean by tight them enough. That's it. Try to do them a little bit of check all around. Make sure all of them is nice and tidy and tight. Yeah. That's it. And at the end, a little bit of cleaning all around. So that's it. And on the top of the bearings. See. All right, I think we're done here. So going to the point which now we have to get rid of the old chain and put in the front sprockets on. For taking the front sprockets off, you have to use 5mm Allen keys. So again, I would recommend you using a hand ratchet. Sometimes they could be very tight, and if you use the gun, you could end up breaking them. So it could be snapped very easy. That's it. And you already untied them, so then you can use the gun to undo them all the way for we have to, if you want, so because this gear lever rod is in front of that panel, so we need to get it untie it basically, so we can push it up to get to the front sprocket. So again, using a 5mm, same Allen key, opening the gear changing lever, very nice and easy. So we can push it back and forth. So I would say I'll keep it here so I can easily access that. It doesn't have to be. Oh, look at here. Very nice presents. Some creams in there. And look at here. Oh my la. Loads of creams. I think we need to clean them up, get rid of them, and that's it. Oh la la, opening the Christmas present. Woo! Goldie. Goldie Didi. Opening the present bag. So we detach the one of them linkages, and then we're going to basically, because we're going to change the front sprocket, so first thing first, we're going to get rid of the old chain like that first. But if you are not planning to change the sprocket, then what you're going to do is like connecting the new chain to back of the old chain like that, connect them together, and then pulling it slowly forward. And of course it has to be in the neutral, so neutral gear, pushing it slowly forward and pulling that, so we go all the way around and it sits on the sprocket, and then pulls back, and then when the first linkage from the new one comes down here, then you can detach the old one and carry on with the new chain. Okay, so going to get rid of the old chain, so you have to pull it very slowly, not to scratch the swing arm. All right, yeah, got the old chain out, which really is in not very good condition. As you can see, got very lumpy. So, all right, now we got here, we can open the front sprocket's bolts already, so we pull in the old sprocket out and flow, and we have to get rid of the gunks around the sprocket. So in this case I'm using some degreaser and leaving it for some time to dissolve the grease, and then come down, then we can actually clean it and put some brake cleaner and also some rust proof on it afterwards, so it can stay nice and greasy and like that. You would love it after all. All right, till half an hour. There you go, we came back after half an hour, 45 minutes. I think it was more than that, but you know, let's call it half an hour, 45 minutes. All right, we sprayed it with some of these degreaser. So now them gunks and greases got softened. So we're going to use a little bit brush to get rid of them, brushing them away and cleaning them. That's it. So now you can stop it. So basically, this chain is one of the rivet rods, so you have to press them in. When the linkages come through, you have to press them. So we got this little basically pressing machine back again, very like tiny and simple one. You've got it all around, and then it sits on the back of the linkage, and then pressing it all the way around. And then that's it. It'll be done.